a typical cell, there are the three main parts. The cytoplasm, the semi-liquid matrix which is present within the cell, the outer membrane of the cell which we call as cell membrane, and the central part, that is the main important part of the cell which we call as nucleus. In my previous videos, I have already described about the structure of the cell membrane, that it is a double layer membrane. The movement of the substance take place within the cell through the cell membrane. There are two processes which are involved for movement of the substances within the cell. One we call as diffusion and another we call as osmosis. Now what is diffusion? The spontaneous movement of the substances from the high concentration to the region of low concentration is called as diffusion. For example, if the cell is surrounded by more amount of CO2 outside and less amount of CO2 inside. Here the movement of CO2 will occur from outside to inside. That is, wherever there is the high concentration of the gases, it will move from that region to the low concentration where there is the low concentration. In the same manner, if the cell is surrounded by a more amount of oxygen outside and inside there is less amount of oxygen, the movement of the oxygen will occur from outside to inside. This process is called as diffusion, whereas the movement of the water through this selective permeable membrane from the region of high concentration to the region of low concentration we call as osmosis. On the basis of osmosis, the cell can be surrounded by three types of solution. One we call as hypertonic solution, one we call as hypertonic solution, and one we call as isotonic solution. Hypertonic solution. Medium surrounding the cell has higher water concentration than cell. So students, naturally the movement of the water will occur from outside to inside, and because of that the cell will swell in size. Then we are having isotonic solution. The medium has the same concentration outside as well as inside. So what will happen? The water will cross the cell membrane in both the direction. Cell will have the same size because as much water is leaving the cell as it is entering the cell. So there will be no change in the size of